All right. Okay. I take it then. Welcome everyone to the grand finals of the Upper Nexus Rumble between the Munchies and MK Robotics V3. Munchies being top of Division 3 at the moment, and MK Robotics in Division 2. But I cannot check their ranking because the Heroes Launcher site is down. I am Valar, and I'm casting today with the lovely Parnaby.
Hello there.
And I think that's about it. The draft, map draft has already started. In fact, it's already over. With, I believe, MK Robotics having the first pick. And we are going to Tomb of the Spider Queen, choice of the Munchies.
I feel like some time before there was a discussion between teams that which actual map is the most boring, and all of the other stuff. And they decided that that should be Infernal Shrines because a lot of teams love to play on the Infernal Shrines, but for me this season, like the Tomb of the Spider Queen is the best map to choose because all of the things you need to do on the Tomb of the Spider Queen is about the rotation, about macro games, and maybe a little bit of micro fights. So it's more about not all about the snowball game, but will be the better at macro at this time.
At the same time, I feel like Tomb of the Spider Queen can get really boring if it gets to the very late stages when nobody has enough gems to pay and we're just like AFK clearing waves, hoping for someone to donate their life or to someone to finally have enough gems to make something happen. And
Yeah,
maybe that's
there are such maps in the pool that actually, if you reach the late game, there is no much to do. But at least in the Tomb of the Spider Queen, there will be some action from the start.
yeah, like the rotations are fast, so it's like very easy to skirmish on the map. It's a very dynamic map early game, but if it reaches like actual late game, it starts to be a bit more annoying.
Not that kind of a map that maybe Towers of Doom are, that you always need to be on focus because yesterday we played a match in Division 7 and there was like 4 health on opponent's team core, and still we lost it because there was such amount of comeback mechanics. Still remember that review with no comeback mechanics in COTS. So let's see how these two teams can deal with it. Because, as well as said, these two teams are more likely equal to each other. Division 2 and Division 3 is not far from.
Yeah, especially since we have like the Munchies are at the very top of Division 3. So they're probably more Division 2 than some Division 2 teams, like my own XT.
Because in the lower Rumble, there was like Division 5 team and Division 7 team that was a little bit predictable, but this time we'll have a good odds, I guess.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to predictability, the Munchies are known to have a very high amount, like a lot of kind of OTPs or like players that tend to pick the same heroes over and over. For example, if you leave Hogger open, which I suppose at this level you should not, but Greyfus on the side of the Munchies is Hogger, not really one trick, but heavy Hogger main. Stab kill is also very known for Valira plays. And Mila, who is not in the lobby, is known for Chromie. Speaking of lobby, the draft is actually starting.
That's a problem of Heroes Lunch tournament, that already if you have like a 70% of win rate on the one hero, there will be no chance you played it anymore, like me and my Sylvanas. But let's see. I suppose that this level of teams are picked to play some more meta games. But they also can pick some interesting choice, and we already have a Hogge band.
Yeah, that's his. I mean, I would say it's standard, right? You never really let Hogger through. I suppose they don't play it because they do have first pick. And if they had first pick and a Hogger player, you usually keep it open to first pick it. But maybe they have a different first pick in mind and they just want to ban it away from Griffiths.
That's also a good ban if you don't want to play against the Hogge. The only problem for me, again, it's like the last time I was playing the HOTS seriously was right after the Hogge reveals, and still he is the first ban.
Yeah, he's kind of the strongest hero at the moment. We banned Stukov, actually. This is a not choice, considering that Mekaku is also a very known Stukov player. And it's not a hero that you would expect somebody to pick so early in draft.
But all the time, like, most of the teams trying to avoid this Stukov because of a huge silence and the slows. So that CC might broke any chance of fight for your team.
At the same time, he's also very punishable.
Yes, but if the player who played Stukov know this hero very much, that will be a hard thing to go through.
Has no clans. So if you can draft around that, and that is by not picking Mei, for example, then you can definitely punish a Stukov pick. But then again, right, Daigas is also one of the many heavy mains on the side of the Munchies. He is like a very known Mei player as well. And I would understand why you wouldn't want to play against Stukov with Mei.
Also, like in the cases if you play Lily or such as heal, if you have not enough heal, just pick the self heal. So if you don't have a cleanse, take the self cleanse. We already have a Valor, Regar, and Errol from the red side, and Anduin with me from the blue side.
Stitches, we don't want the scam to happen, where after level 13, no matter how far behind you are, if you hit enough hooks, you win the game. And we banned Valera against Step Kill.
That's an interesting. It's a thing that we can't check. At least I can check the roster pool of boss teams. So if there was a target ban or just
it is at Step Kill, but Step Kill will just play Tyrael now in 4-man. Okay, we see Sylvanas, Leoric. That's also very standard. Also, Anduin is on the side of the Munchies, which is one of the most common Leoric checks because you can pull whoever gets Entombed. Now Entomb will just be a very terrifying prospect. And we see Uther and Maiev. Okay. So MK Robotics going for the Maiev maintain comp.
It's also going to be Uther.
Nah, it's going to be Maiev. Uther is just here for second support and armor plus cleanse plus D-shield. But that also shows like a lot of enlightenment, I would say, kind of, on the side of the Munchies, banning Stukov, which is definitely the preferred healer over Rhaegar in that kind of crump. And Jaina has less pick for the Munchies.
I was excited about seeing how the other guys using the Sylvanas, but to be fair, about these two packs, I preferred the red one, maybe. Now they have a high amount of the heals, that they have cleanse, maybe. So in case if they will use their abilities in the right time, they get a good fight and possibilities and a good lane pressure. But of course, in the opposite side, they have Sylvanas who get all of this and once cleanse and line push and point potential. So let's see how it works in the game.
And Sylvanas' Silence Arrow will also very hurt a lot if it's aimed at Uther, for example, or like the supports. Because you can easily, like Mayav is like she does definitely rely on the armor plus cleanses from Uther to do her job as main tank properly. But if you like catch Mayav somehow and silence Uther, she's just dead.
Also, we see that red team have 4 melee heroes, so the villain arrow can be hard. Anyway, on the right side we have MK Robotics with Jasons, and on the Uther jockey at Maiev, Kuba Iril, Flash as Vala, and Alcoholics as Rega.
On the side of the Munchies, we have Mikaku on Anduin, Venom on Leoric, Dargas on Mei, Step Kill on Jaina, and Sylvanas played by Griffiths. So we have some road swaps happening as well. Venom immediately gets meets Uther in the bush, but it's going to be okay. I think Dargas blinded the Maya feather, but Venom is caught, he's dead already.
Sure is, but the blue team started their rotation to the top. That's already interesting to me that Sylvanas pick the Q thing on the level 1, because I'm also predictable that this talent is better at the BOE or some point that you need to focus one target, but in the Tarso Doom I prefer to play all the time auto attacks. But let's see.
Yeah, the auto attacks, like the percent damage is definitely a very strong talent, especially since you have Mei to bring the slows to proc your
and
level
Jaina.
1 and Jaina. But at the same time, right,
also.
if you hit percent HP, like the target, like there are another really high HP targets on the side of MK Robotics, right?
Yeah, maybe that the decisive moment, but still, it's also a good thing that you can easily kill one target. But maybe Sylvanas pretend to be like a flanker to this Vala with the help of Leo. That also can work. Because as we said,
gets caught, but she should be fine.
They all just getting back. As we said, there is 4 melee heroes in the red team. They rooted just.
That's Rega cleanse used. Uther is body blocked. He's going to get stunned by Mei. Can he go down? Yes. It's first blood for the Munchies. And the gems apparently. Okay, no. Flash got them.
Well, I just get it. I was supposed that the blue team want to delay this taking of crystals the last time, but no. They just took they want and go back. And the possession as level 4 on the Sylvanas is also... That's my guy, surely. The only problem of the possession is that you always need to understand how much stacks you have, where are you on the map, so most of the teams prefer not to pick this talent.
Honestly, I'm not a fan of possession, except if it's on BOE. Like, I mean, on this map, right, you're going to like fast rotations, and you can literally one-shot the waves with unstable poison. But then again, they have like their 4 men. They also have Mei and Jaina, so it's not like their wave clear is lacking.
Also, the possession is more about the late game when you can just take the pressure on one line and push the other one.
Has to pop D. Uther is making his way to him. Yeah, that's a dead Mei. Only 4 gems being lost here, though. What are we getting in return? Absolutely nothing. We tried to gank Kiral, but that's kind of cute.
all of the teams now have they payment, and the Jaina is now caught on the top again. She'll be dead as well. That's a good
Oh no,
key
and
location.
Anduin, he might just be dead here as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not how you rotate, guys. I mean, very nice rotation control by MK Robotics.
Was I think
by
the
the way-
Munchies team that picked this map?
The team that picked the map is, I believe, the Munchies. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so that's the problem. If you try to pick the map and give the opponents the opportunity of first pick, you need to understand clearly how to
It
rotate
felt like
on
to
this
look
map.
to me though, like somebody getting caught a bit randomly, and then the rest of the team just unplugging brain to flame the guy and then inting after him. I think that's more like what happened. Flash tanking a lot of tower shots.
Yeah, maybe it can be true for the first time, but they lost a lot. While almost get her death by the fort, but
Yeah, the Mekaku roots are like sneaky under the waves. You don't see them because there's too much on the screen. And then they almost kill you. Griffiths face taking into Uther should be fine. And by the looks of it, we're not going to lose a fort, but we lost 2 gates. Which is alright, I would say.
they're still staying on the top. And all of the lanes of the blue team are under attack, so
By the way, Mei going root cleanse on level 7, so she can cleanse the roots. I mean, okay, it also removes slow, I guess. Venom, is he caught again? It's not looking too great. There's an AA Vala. Okay, nice pull by Mekaku. Save his Leoric for now. Rhaegar is on bot cam, by the way.
yeah, and the Mayev was on the Bruiser, so the red team is just not wasting their time taking all of the map into their control, and the Sylvanas
Sylvanas
got
gets...
in the disc.
And we don't have pull because we had to use it on Yorick. Okay, I guess she's fine. The blind did a lot a lot to keep her alive here, actually.
And that's a flank from Euro.
Here comes Mayev again, nice engage, and that's just a one-shot on Sylvanas. Jaina is also kind of in trouble, but they decide to go for Meg instead. Don't really know what we're doing to this side. Yorick with the flank here, as Entomb. Decides not to commit it.
And now the blue web viewers are summoned. So probably that's not a good idea to fight under the fort. But they have...
Yorick. And I mean, we do have the camp still pushing, right?
Yeah. And as long as web viewers are not in the place.
And we have
There's
Salvation
still
and Anduin, by the way. No Light Bomb. Interesting short. Stab getting absolutely destroyed by this AA Vala here. While we try to go for alcohol.
Really narrow. That's probably a waste of the ultis, but still...
Nice root by Mikaku catching the Uther. Can we finally get a kill? Nice. Very nicely done here by the Munchies.
It was a good kill, but still all of the crystals are taken back.
Here's Salvation. Iral will just cancel it. She's actually walking in the middle of 5 people. Maybe that's not where you want to go. Has to pop ult. Actually, that's fine, right? If you're Mekaku, you're happy with that. You traded your 70 seconds cooldown ult for the 2 minutes on Iral. That was completely unnecessary.
Also, we once again see the difference between the red team comp and the Sylvanas, which is the Munchies already have 1 fort down. Let's see. We get the
cleanse on Vala.
cleanse was used.
Will be fine on both sides. That's actually scary though. Maiev gets Griffiths, the Anduin pull was committed. Stab kill get just blasted off by the Vala on the side of the fight though. And Nekaku is in a cocoon. This might be a big disaster. Alt R from Uther.
Leo wants to fight. The last...
Leo wanted to help his team and was like, okay, what am I walking into? And that's a 5-minute team wipe actually. For MK Robotics, they will get 2 forts from this.
That was a good using of level 13. And Vala is already on the boss. So they want to push heavily. There is no possibilities that the blue team will be there.
Yes,
Leo will be. And
okay,
it
it's
is.
null committed. 2 ults committed. Okay, never mind. The boss was a genius call. It makes the enemies end. That's another disaster. They're all dead.
Oh man. No, that was a huge combo. And the flank from Evil just make all the blue team disappeared once again.
I mean, that's not the play. Yeah, the Munchies, that's stealth, right? Like, there is no way they thought that going in there was going to happen, like, to go well. Because I was about to say that going for boss was probably a very greedy play, because it just gives the Munchies time to respawn, and at best it takes top fort. So you could have just taken top fort manually and do something different with your life. And to have basically done the same, but the Munchies, they just went and 5-man inted on the point for the boss for no reason. And turned into like a play that was probably like fine but questionable into something that actually is a massive disaster now for them. Like, it didn't have to be this way.
Yeah, so that was it's again some kind of a gamble from the Robotics. So if you played it well, you are the pros. If you screwed up, it can end really bad. But they already have a keep on the top, and they want to pressure some more. They have 16, so they are talent ahead.
I mean, that might, if they kill enough Munchies, that might be game already. Okay.
Looks like they're not sure if they want to go in or not. So
yeah,
they
and
just...
Yorick will, I mean, the other spiders didn't do it too much, but getting top keep already is a very big deal. And 2.5 level lead.
Especially when you have fort, that line.
Especially when you have forts.
So they lose just 1 fort on the middle, and there will be a huge pressure on all of the lines, the Munchies. And also the red team have the payment, and once again Maiev and Rhaegar is already taking the balls of the camps. That's
So
a huge team rotation by the Robotics.
I think the Munchies just have to weather the storm, kind of. Where they, like, if they want to have a shot at winning this game, they kind of need, like, the MK Robotics, they're going to throw a lot of stuff at them. Like, there will be some spiders very soon, a bunch of camps all over the map. What MK Robotics need to do is not lose. Which, I mean, it sounds really stupid, but... Like, if they manage to make it to 20, maybe Leoric Silence N2 makes a miracle happen.
Yeah, it also can be happening, but... For now it's like... More that this game will end even before level 20 for MK Robotics. They have web viewers, they have a huge push on the map.
Nobody is hitting her. In fact, it's Leoric that's dying from the N2. Nice wall though by Daigas. Can we... No, we can't. And no, Jaina is in the cocoon.
There's still no level 16 for the Munchies, and...
At Kuba.
Just...
The ERL, right? Jaina is in cocoon. What does ERL do? She goes straight for Anduin to make sure he cannot pull. Like, she poops him away, she just bullies him. And that just secures the game on Jaina. That was very nicely done. And yeah, that's game number 1 going to MK Robotics. They farm some more KDAs just to pad their stats a little bit.
That was a good example of team rotation on the Tomb of the Spider Queen. So if you want to play nicely, if you want to play like the pros, just use this example to play the Tumble of the Spider Queen and you'll be fine. Even without a huge push potential, without all of the things they have, they just all rotated the Munchies and only 2 deaths on Uta, which is pretty normal because it's not the death, it's the passive
It's trade value.
usable. And we already have
And actually, kind of both deaths on Utha were him getting caught. Like, it wasn't a death in a team fight to enable the rest of the team.
That's just a usage of his passive. So
yeah, it's
that's
just
okay,
passive usage, Copium. Yeah,
And
definitely.
we already have a first pick from the Munchies already called, so we waiting for the map number 2 from the MK Robotics. Not even sure what to say about the map that the Munchies need to play on to overcome this MK Robotics, but I think for the MK Robotics they can also play on the Infernal Shrines. Okay.
Yeah, this comp,
That's
they
fair
can
enough.
just literally copy-paste it to Shrines.
Yeah. I was going to say Volska or Garden, but they both banned, so that's fair enough.
But I think what happened this game, though, is that like the Munchies kind of fell apart. It's kind of sad to say that it's only game 1. Okay, we're going to Shrines, actually. So yeah, copy-paste. We probably just ban the Mayaf and make sure we don't have to deal with that kind of stuff. But like, if at the beginning, right, the teams were evenly matched, but then the thing that happened is that when the Munchies start dying, they can't stop. They just want to. It feels like they just want to die again, and in the fastest way possible. And it's not that the MK Robotics spiraled the game out of Munchies' control. It's just that MK Robotics got an advantage, and they Munchies were like, okay, you know what? You have a like tiny advantage. We'll give you the game.
It seems like being some kind of a snowball, like we said. They just can't realize what they need to do to stop this snowball from the MK Robotics and just keep dying for no reason.
Yeah, sometimes you panic, right?
Yeah.
Like, you see that they're doing boss, and I don't know, like you feel like you have to do something about the boss, but in truth you don't. You just let them have the boss and clear it, and maybe you even save your forts.
Especially
like, it's
when you
boss
have
at
the
level
Sylvanas
14,
and
it's not that strong. Yeah.
all of the things that help you to clear the wrong side. We also have Samo plays for the team number 2.
Yeah. He has been upgraded from caster to player.
Yes.
And Stab Kill is casting with us now. How wonderful.
That will be a good exchange as well. Well, keep talking about the Infernal Shrines. Yeah, there is a little bit the same as the Tomb of the Spider Queen, a little bit more duration between the mid and the bot, but still, at the start, this map is more about the rotation, so if the MK Robotics keep their business, keeping doing this good rotation, they'll be at the top of this game. So let's see if the Munchies already decided how to stop it, or they don't know it and just try to use the best rotation.
I think the way you'd play this is you just ban the Mayaf. like it's kind of the key to the MK Robotics comp. So if you remove it, they have to play standards. They cannot
Does
really
that-
go for double support anymore. Unless they have a Kerrigan player, and then they go double support Kerrigan, but this is much more manageable than Maiev.
There was literally like 3 times on the top where Maiev decided that rotation and just kill the Mei, kill the Jaina, kill the Anduin. But the only thing I can imagine, which is have to replace that Maiev, is probably the Garrosh, but it's easily killed by the Jaina and Sylvanas, so that is the problem. If you ban Maiev, then you'll probably ban the key to that rotation.
Because Maiev does kind of everything. Like, I mean, Vala is also bringing a lot of damage, but Maiev, she brings the damage, she has a lot of wave clear, she clears camps, she has the engage, she has mobility. Like, everything relies on Maiev. And with the double support, there is no really, like, you cannot, like, find a better hero than Maiev for that job.
And also all of the stuff, the champs that predict you to avoid all of the CCs from the blue side is also a good thing. And the disc on that boss was really decisive.
Maybe. But I mean, that boss was probably impossible to contest regardless.
Yeah,
Like,
I
they had
think
to arrive super
Morley,
scattered.
but
You don't just.
at least the blue team can try there if the Leo just reached that point. But with the disc, they just have no chance.
I think you don't try.
Maiev get the ban.
Maiev gets the access predicted. Probably see a hugger ban as well.
Yeah. That's not only the respect ban, but just
Yeah. You just ban the OP heroes.
yeah. We see that the Maiev is a problem for you, so let's ban him.
Banning Vala as well. You really don't want MK Robotics to do something that even remotely looks similar to the previous comp. Can get behind that.
But the problem is that if you can't place the Maiev, you can actually replace the Vala. So I'm not sure if this is a good idea to ban already.
Yeah. But Vala, I mean, she's also relatively difficult to replace. Okay, we see Johanna first pick. I mean, it's like better Mei. So
Yeah, I mean,
very
the Vala is the simplest hero to deal damage if you want to take some of the A's. The first pick you get is the Vala, but also you can take Hanzo, you can take.
I mean,
maybe
Hanzo in
Sanko,
hyper carry will probably not work. Same for Junkrat.
but there is no problem picking up the hyper carry. Especially when
I mean,
you
if you go
already...
double support with Maiev, you kind of want something that's.
Yeah, but Maiev is already banned, so there will be
Yeah,
no...
I mean, in this comp, yeah, you cannot play double support anymore. So yeah, Blaze and Hanzo. Again, you pick the OP heroes.
If you want to play double support with Maiev as the main tank, the Vala can be replaced by the Sylvanas probably, but
Yeah, Sylvanas probably works. I agree.
In case if the opposite team won't take it or ban.
Sylvanas switch is still open, by the way, and I don't know if the red team would want to pick it now, but they definitely have the option if they want to.
The good side of the Sylvanas is that she's really nice at any kind of maps, because as I said, she has a line pressure, she has a fight potential, so the result was good to pick Sylvanas rather than give to the opponents, but
And the best thing about Sylvanas is how she can like snowball a tiny advantage into a bigger one. Like if you kill a hero on the map, if you have Sylvanas in your team, you can already start hitting the structures and taking down forts.
yes.
And
And
we're not
that's
picking Sylvanas, we're leaving second DPS open for
and that's
flex.
the point that even while the blue team was behind and the exp and on the whole map, they destroyed one fort at least because of the Sylvanas
I mean,
advantage.
they weren't behind yet when they destroyed the fort, actually.
Well, they was, but not that fast. So
It was when they got their first payment, and they caught Uthar in the rotation.
yeah.
Anyways, Tyrael played by Sapsakil, like it's the 4-man AA Tyrael. We all know and love. And Acacia to go along with it. And Kael'thas. Interesting.
So the Munchies want to use the triple frontline things now.
Yeah,
And
basically what the Munchies are saying is we're going to run you over, and the MK Robotics are like, we're going to win win every objective. And yeah, I think this game is going to be very hard for the Munchies to play.
yeah,
They
the point I was thinking about that the red team have no that much of person damage, but then I realized that once again Munchies have 4 of the melees, and probably imagine the Hanzo hits that 4 heroes with an arrow, and then the blaze comes out, and then the Kael'thas just keeps spreading his bombs. Well, that can be huge.
Yeah. But then again, right, you have Johanna that can step up, press D, and tank the arrow. You have a Tyrael that might go sanked and just ruin your life. And Enduin, who is chilling in the back and can pull the key people to save.
Yeah, so that's the point that
Oh, that I don't like though.
all of
It's-
the things will be about pressing the buttons.
What I don't like is that Cassia went Q. I don't think you want to go Q in this game. You want to AA them.
The same as the Qs on the Sylvanas. Anyway, from the right side we have MK Robotics again with the Doki on the Riding Flash, on Kael'thas, Kuba as Blaze, Alcoholics as Rega, and Jason Sun as Hanzo.
The Munchies will have Step Kill on Tyrael, going with the auto attack talent on level 1, Daigas on Johanna, Mikaku Anduin, Griffiths on Cassia and Venom, on Dehaka. Dehaka going with the healing, by the way, on level 1. No speedy Dehaka running at the speed of sound coming from the bush to lick your Hanzo into oblivion, which is kind of disappointing, I think. I would have liked that.
And Kael'thas leading the rotation of the...
Kael'thas actually almost getting caught here. We can actually run him down, maybe.
Yeah.
Decide not to.
Looks like they a bit forgot that they have no Maiev anymore, so not the point you need to tank with your DPS. And the double soaking Dehaka with the Blaze. So we'll see...
Wait, Dehaka is double soaking and didn't go speed level 1? Okay, that's even more good tier.
And the Blaze coming back down, so there will be a fight to the easy camp.
Yeah, but I mean, Dehaka, right? We have a global. Yeah, here he is, and the backline gets stunned. But this fight should go to Munchies. Doki and Kuba are already solo on the point. The clans from Rega is used a bit randomly, just for panic, and that's a kill. Onto Blaze. Flash is also very much in trouble here, but Tyrael doesn't have his level 7, which is when the real damage will be dealt.
Well, that's an epic action right from the start. 5-on-5 fight on the first objective, not even objective, but the first camp on the bottom.
And because the Haka could global in and didn't have to walk all the way from top, the Munchies, they're already one level ahead almost. And they'll just recall for free.
But the Hanzo have a big amount of stacks already, so maybe it is worse.
Is the one that's going to scale with Q.
And they even want to time in the top camp.
Yeah.
Kel'Thas is just
Makes sense.
staying there, waiting for the right time. And the objective will be at the bottom, so...
But then again, the impact of the hard camp, right? It's much better for the Munchies because they have the Haka that can just global in anytime.
Yeah, that was I wanted to say right in the second before. And a good route into two front lines of the Robotics.
Yeah, Doki is actually getting bullied here. It's going to be just fine. And the Haka going with one who collects. Very... Samu, what do you think about the Haka build?
Wait a second, there's a fight going on. No mind.
Yeah.
I like one who collects, but I agree with Speedy Haka would have been better here. Or at least I would have preferred it.
Thank you for your input. Actually, super big root by Nekaku. Alcoholics 1 HP has to retreat a bit. And the first Immortal might actually just go to the Munchies for... As weird as this sounds, they're very slow on it, but Flash, okay, manages to hit a 2-man stun to save himself.
Just a second ago, Blaze was on top, but now he's already on the point, so the red team will take this Arc and Punisher. And it's one of the best things to have an Arc and Punisher, the first one, because the next two will be a little bit better. And also the spinning things can do a big damage from the level 1.
They can charge Cassia's level 7. Big stun actually coming from
the Flash is under attack again.
Yeah, Flash will have a difficult game into an auto attacker as mobile as Tyrael.
Just imagine the blue team will have Judgment and Fallen Sword. The Blaze flanks is here again, but...
Actually, Fallen Sword might be a good call here. Not necessarily for the dive, but to have a cleanse and to arrow and the like.
Well, that is also true.
And actually, if you go Holy Word on Anduin and Falling Sword from Johanna, you like press the two together and you have a Bajak Sanct.
Actually, the last reworks of the Blizzard makes the Fallen Sword not that trolling pick, so yeah.
Actually, they removed the range. Like, Falling Sword was already a decent pick earlier to dive backline, because it had like a huge range. You could like Falling Sword for hard damage, okay, maybe not first.
Well, you
and
can use
last changes.
the Fallen Sword not only to dive the backlines, but also some defending of the backline.
Yeah, now you can use it defensively. I mean, now you have to use Falling Sword defensively, kind of. Like, Falling Sword offensively is just not good enough anymore. Doki. The Haka burrowed in from topside. I'm not sure what this is about. It is going to be to go back there as fast as his level 1 will allow him to be.
Judgment! Yay!
Judgment. Okay, the Haka. Okay, never mind. He's never going to go back top. He's
dead. Just
running into 5 people.
Alright, that's gonna be a light bomb into Judgment, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, can be fun. By the way, Jason Sun. Okay, Daigas was a bit too hesitant on the blast. Would have been a free kill. And ends up wasting it. That feels kind of bad. And by feels kind of bad, I mean I know exactly how Daigas feels. So like, should I blast? Should I not blast? Nice arrow.
I just want to say that these arrow just kicked only the Cassia, but that was the point they need to. The light bomb comes in.
And they just ignore the front line and just hold jump on the Cassia to to get a kill. They're
Yeah.
all kind of low and tanking the fort though. Judgment was cleansed by Alcoholics. And now the red team has to somehow make it out of there. They might just take Dagas along with them.
The Dihaka is already on the
Jason's
point. But
wants
no
to
one
kill
actually cared about it. They have the fort, they have a huge advantage on the bottom.
Yeah, and they can just kick the Dehaka off the point when they make their way there. Dehaka is not very fast at dealing with the shrine. Not until 13 anyway.
Well, NK Robotics is going back to the lead on this map at least.
Okay, arrow connects onto Cassia again.
Yes.
Okay, this time the follow is not fast enough and she manages to get out. Gachelik onto Blaze, he'll have to
Blaze
commit
gets
bunker. Oh wait,
He
that's
has no bunker. There will be no bunker for you.
Oh, the bunker. He committed the bunker, guys. He did it. Venom, by the way, getting caught. Very nice kill by the way. Okay, very nice pull by Nick.
Good notice from the blue side, and will be a Frost Punisher to the Munchies this time.
This can be a big deal. This might... I don't know if it takes 4 because they're still down 13. But blue team getting a finisher is definitely not something that should happen. Okay, the pull onto Muradin. It should be fine though.
Yeah, there is no actual follow to this Mordin, so...
Kuba is
They'll
looking for a
show the
snack on side. He's actually fairly well positioned. The auto jumps again. The light bomb with judgment, as you predicted, but does not find a kill. And Stab now is the one that's going
just
to die.
Judgment, I guess that wasn't a judgment, just a jump to the sword.
Yeah, actually.
But it still works. The
I mean,
problem
it still
is that
works. He got
was-
killed.
Yeah, there was no one to actually follow this jump, so...
Cassia doesn't really have the range. She has to go very close and personal if she wants to follow that.
He at least stunned, like, almost all of the red team, but there's no follow.
And
Can
the
know
Mekaku
much.
internet. Mekaku has left the game. Do we pause? Here we go. Yeah, Mekaku is a very notorious for having bad internet. Oh, come on. Sammy, what do you think about this level 13 on the Haka while we're paused?
Seeing tissue regeneration with it, problem rich tissue regeneration syncs up pretty nicely. You just are not allowed to activate your trait early on, so you lose all your essence and lose all the attack damage you get from the 13.
Yeah.
So you're like,
And
I'm not allowed
we're on
to get
shrines, by the
caught
way.
into random stuns. Wait a second.
Wait a minute. And also, we're on shrines, by the way. Have you ever heard of Shrine Clear?
Would it try and clear, like, when you lose the first objective just by getting out-poked by a Hans or Kelfos?
I mean, on top of that, like the first objective, they were actually kind. I mean, except Johanna that took so much damage, they were kind of winning the fight. Like both Rega and Kelthas dropped super low, but it's just that they have to manually auto-attack the creeps to kill them, and so like it gave Blaze infinite time to just walk back from top.
Yeah. And also, like, Hans or Kelfos stole enough.
Yeah,
let's go down.
true. And
For the game.
like if you have the buff, right, the 13 that makes your W do more damage when you come from a bush, you actually kill the creeps fast yourself before they get stolen by Kalthas Hanzo. And oh, what is this talent? I've never heard of it. It must be almost as good as the Blaze Bunker. Now Tyrael has the Sword of Justice, is going to be blinking around like crazy. Gachelik onto Muradin, can we kill? No, instead we're diving the back line. with Judgment and whatever else we use to die for backline. And we get Kel'Thas.
There was also
it's
a light bomb with the Jana and the Rega. Just get caught. Get in.
He got licked by Venom. Very nice lick, I must say. Like the tongue, this fight has been excellent. Very lengthy. And,
That's the problem playing the Rega. You want to be always on the front line, doing some damage, probably keep it rotating, but with the Haka it's very hard to.
you want to bite and you can bite. Oh look, the Haka pressed D. No, he doesn't have a level 13 anymore. And on top of that, like the cleanse of Rega, it has an awkwardly short range actually. So it's very easy to like try to walk up to cleanse a friend, and then you walk like you get CC'd yourself. Okay, Blessed Shield onto Blaze. He's dead because it doesn't have a bunker XTD.
But still, the Robotics is somehow ahead on the map and on the level, but they lose too much in this.
Top 4 is looking very dead to me.
Yeah. But on the point I was saying about they are ahead, they was ahead actually, but not anymore.
They still have a slight experience lead. Yeah.
But it's almost they have the same level of talent, so there's
And
no
16
actual matter.
has very nice power spikes for both teams, right? We have the second pull on Anduin, the super long tongue on the Haka. Static electricity does a lot of damage on Cassia if you manage to use it without dying, to Blaze stun. And there is Ignite on Kel'Thas, which also increases your damage by quite a bit. Nice tongue. We licked the air. And the Kel'Thas bomb is just stealing so much. Anzo arrow only... Okay, never mind. I was about to say only hits Johanna, but then the scatter.
But the plan, actual.
Yeah. The pull was a bit too late for Mekaku and let's get destroyed. Ancestral was forced onto Hanzo though, because Tyrael is just bullying everyone in the backside of the fight. Okay, but now it's judgmenting into his death, so that's maybe a bit questionable.
The blue team want to suicide into this Mortal Punisher, but that can be a problem because you're all dead. No.
Oh, the sidestep by Mekaku. But that's yeah, that was a bit odd. I mean, it's the Munchies special, right? You lose one guy, the rest want to follow. Flash needs to be careful though, because this Punisher might just kill him actually if his team doesn't show to help. Yeah, he actually has to run away from it. The Punishers are very scary, especially the mortal one. He can actually combo you.
Then he just saved the fort by pulling the Punisher into the wall.
Yeah.
And we have a huge fight on the top in this time. And the Hanzo is already down, and a huge lake to the blade. There's no bunker.
And Muradin, his avatar will run out. Can we catch him? We have a blast. Okay, but finds the stun himself. That's more like a catch, really. Rhaegar had to show up from top side to help Kel'Thas with the Punisher, and the rest of the team got caught by 5 Munchies that just freeze. And now we're looking at keep. Can we actually do it? We have a Tyrael to shield the.
Also, 30 second till the Blaze in Hanzo. So
that's Lucky jumps in. Try and destruct the Munchies. He gets licked. That's a very long lick, but it's cancelled instantly by Flash. Now the Haka has super presence. The keep might be saved. Okay, Blessed Shield though. The arrow flies from the other side of the world and misses this time. And Venom is once again
just saving the arrow for the next game, so that is okay as well.
Steps up kill zones the backline. Well, Doki is alone, he gets isolated, but I doubt this will do anything. Observata jumps back in. Griffiths...
They want to
Might be
keep
dead
fighting
here.
because the middle is under pressure.
Yeah. Gachilek again onto Alcoholics. That might just kill the Dehaka though. He doesn't have E16 or E4. Yeah. It's a dead Dehaka.
That wasn't probably the point to pull out the Joanna, but at least one of them saved.
Yeah, the Haka. I mean, I think the Haka would just have died during the pool. Honestly, it was like 2 HP and they're
Yeah, probably.
to the hole. Level 20 is in. I don't think the Munchies should defend this fort. Just give it.
They still want to fight, but near their forts. Is it a good idea, actually?
It's probably not a good idea. Griffiths is dead. And Johanna actually gets caught in the crossfire. Griffiths survives, okay. Stab is... Okay, no, Griffiths survives for like 3 seconds.
Yeah. And that was example that you're thinking of Joanna can step up and just block this CCs, and she died.
I mean, she needs to block the CC with her D, right? She cannot just face tank them.
It's also not a good deal to
I think if you
face all
trade
of
your trade for an arrow, you're happy.
well, for an arrow, yes, but
Oh,
there is
bullseye.
so much CCs after that arrow.
I mean, the arrow will not kill the shield, right? You can just take the arrow wall back.
And the
What
frozen
kills the shield
Punisher
is the
again.
Skata. This frozen will keep if it's. I mean, it will be in the hands of MK Robotics.
I think that it will be in the hand of K Robotics. It can be even the game because the Frost Punisher is like, from my thought, it's the strongest Punisher in the game.
Yes, I mean it's the strongest at pushing. The best at dealing damage is probably Mortar.
Yeah, that sure is, but the MK Robotics have a good damage to deal with, so they need to have a little bit of CCs only.
Then again, right, the Immortal, like once it has killed mid-keep, it can be pulled to a keep on the side so it doesn't hit core.
Well, maybe, but let's see how it will be ended, because MK Robotics have all of the ultis up and they can kill the Joan already. She has no deep, and there's a huge jump.
Though the arrow misses its intended targets. Dagas is still dead, the pull is a bit too late. Combustion 20, it does something probably. Step kill gets auto-attacked by the Phoenix to death. Yeah, that's game. Oh,
Yeah,
yes, Kata destroys me.
That arrow actually didn't miss because he hit the Cassia, which is good as well, so...
I mean, he was intending to hit the two that were like stunned by the Punisher, right?
Yeah, you can say,
arrow.
that people didn't know.
I mean, the arrow couldn't be followed, that's why I said it missed. Like, it hit someone, but it just didn't do anything.
Probably can be some kind of a pre-stun to not let the Cassia deal some things. But well, that's 2 for nothing for the MK Robotics.
Cheers, well, their backs against the wall. But they also, I mean, okay, it's kind of an excuse, but they don't seem to have their usual composition, like their usual roster playing today, which might kind of mess up with their balance. But then again, right, we saw the same Munchies mental that cost them game 1, where they were doing fine, like they were doing alright early game, but then the moment that like the game slipped away from them a little bit, they just insta-lost.
That was the same example in this game for my thought, because just in that time that the red team started to make it to their hands, started to win in the map, the XP leading the Munchies is supposed to they don't know what to do next, and we'll have the Sky Temple as mob number 3. That's really interesting because the most of the teams, like I said in almost all of my casts, most of the teams, at least in the lower divisions, tries to avoid the Sky Temple because it's a huge mob with big macro games, and it's really not any teams can do this easily.
In fact, I don't think even at higher divs, a lot of teams like to play on this map because, for the same reasons that you mentioned, just nobody plays it well. Like, can it play it well? It was probably map pick, and let me double check. But the pick was from MK Robotics, I believe. Yeah, thank you so
First
much.
pick matches, and I just got a suggestion now for transparent. This appears to be somewhere in the chat. I was thinking imagine we have the grand finals of the Rumble on the off-meta maps. Because the last time we played, the Haunted Mines was pretty okay. And the things that we played the final of the Nexus Rumble on the off-meta maps could lead us to some interesting picks, some interesting strategic, all of the stuff.
I mean, the thing is, right? Haunted Mines, it's fun when you don't know what you're doing. But once everybody knows the actual Haunted Mines macro strat, it just becomes very not fun.
Yeah. I remember the last time we have the off-meta map tournament, and all of the time that the good teams picked the Haunted Mine, they just push one lane, no matter the golems, all of the things, and just
Can't take the golem. You just ignore the objective. Just
yeah,
AFK
just push one lane,
lane.
and you'll be okay. Yeah, I want more about the chairs, especially in the grand final. Just the two teams that we already know that they can play on the meta maps, such as the Sky Temple, the Infernal Shrines, the Tomb of the Spider Queen. But I want to see them playing the Haunted Mines, Blackheart Bay.
I don't think they want to play on Blackheart Bay though.
Even the Warhead Junction, but that's just my own pain. The Warhead Junction, I don't know. The Warhead Junction actually reminds me of playing the Dota, which you have some laning, then and then in the late game you're just waiting for someone to make a lot of mistakes to end it already. But okay. So who are we waiting for now?
I don't know. Everybody is all set and ready. So we should be starting soon. Okay, yeah. Everybody ready?
Yeah, as a reminder, I want to say that the next season of the Nexus Rumble will be somewhere in the January. And also, we want to remind you that this regular season will end on this Friday, and after that, on the Sunday, we'll probably have a playoff preview somewhere on this channel, probably. So make sure you play your last games before the season ends, and then we'll have one of the best things in the Heroes Lounge is the playoffs games the next few weeks.
It looks like we're having the same set of bands. Maya, Valar, Hogger, something. That's the good thing about not being scared not being scared of your opponents, is that you can just ban good heroes instead of banning what they play.
And also, the map number 2 was pretty equal, so maybe this.
Oh yeah, Mila is back. The full Munchies roster is assembled now. So we'll see Griffiths move from DPS to offlane and Mila take her place. And Mila is a big Chromie player. Hence the ban. And first pick Stukov from Ekaku.
At least we find the Stuka in the picks, because there is no
Yeah,
place for him in the bans anymore.
Now we pick Diablo Sylvanas and we win the game. Or Diablo Blaze.
We also can use global heroes.
Okay,
Like
we have Abathur. Are they having fun? Abathur Lucio, that sounds so annoying to play against. But okay, they're still giving an opening there for the Munchies to get good heroes. They can get Blaze now. Or even the Haka. They can get the Sylvanas. Or the Diablo. Diablo into Lucio is also something Lucio has to watch out for. Okay, we get Irel, not bad.
Yeah, because Lucio, the help of the Abathur is very annoying.
Okay, I don't understand why you would pick Lemming on Sky Temple of all places. Like Irel, okay, she's a strong hero. Fine. That means that you'll have to deal with either Blaze or the Haka, which is maybe suboptimal, but fine.
That's
Ming? And
that's a
into
for combo with the Varian and the Silence into roots.
Yeah, but there is a talent called High Five that makes all of this not work.
Yeah, but
You cannot
we
play
all
that.
use in 2-2 also. Just yellow. Make the
And
simple
Lucio
picks.
will just kill Lemming on his own, by the way.
Yes.
He doesn't even need help.
He will kill the Layman, he will kill the Stukov.
He'll boop the Irel jump so she cannot play the game. Okay, and Nubarak. The Gremlin ban was very good though. Again, Phoenix. Is it murky? Tell me tell me it's murky. Tell me it's murky. There is no clans. We'll have the Octo grab into laser from half the map. Tell me it's that. It's the third map. They are probably having a bit of fun. MK Robotics. It might be the murky game. So etc. Very questionable picks, but at this point, feels like we're already going next Nexus Rumble. Okay, it's Illidan. I am disappointed. I was I was hoping for murky. Illidan is
I was
just
even thinking about they are picking the Lost Vikings, but well, that's the Illidan just pick about Illidan and you will easy win.
it's just boring. And yeah, I don't know. Transparent. I would have loved to see a reverse sweep, but we just had to pick Kyogsu TC. And Lemming Hyper Carry XD. So yeah. Reverse sweep maybe next time.
There is some kind of a strategy that will make you again ignore all of the things, all of the altars, and just push from the right side. I mean,
yeah, but the thing is, right? They can just ignore the heroes and push.
Yeah.
But they can also run down the heroes and kill them. When you don't want to fight because your heroes get destroyed, but you also lose macro, like you're just done. You cannot do anything, right? And it feels like this is it. Jeez, they're just outdrafted. But it's not like they couldn't have avoided it. Maybe they just don't want to play anymore. They're also already too tilted from the last two games. Mela.
But if I was on their place, at least I'll try to have fun, and the blue team picks is not that funny, but okay. Anyway, on the right side, once again, we have Doki the Phoenix, Anubarak Flash, Illidan, Kuba, Abato played by Jason Sun, and Alcoholics and Lucio, that was the MK Robotics.
And for the Munchies, Mikaku is on Stukov, Griffiths on Irel, Miller on Soul, Step Kill on the Ming, and Daigas on ETC.
This is the time I play the Nexus Rumble and see some opponents just surround us down. I'll probably go for the really interesting pick that, like you say, if the Munchies was the team that played this pick.
Flash is getting Stukoved. Very nice execution though by the Munchies to get that pick onto Anubarak early game.
I just realized that Munchies get the triple front again. And that's a good combo actually with the Zul and Stukov. Could actually work.
It will work until level 10.
Yes. Well, actually, it can not work even before the level 10 if you continue to press it to the Anubarak and he'll have his burrow.
Yeah. But I mean, the Stukov silence, right? Like if you silence the Anubarak, you can burrow out.
Yeah, but there's still a few seconds you need to cast it. So...
Yeah, but that's that cast time, it's covered by the first turn, right?
Yes, maybe. So you need to just be as one person. This collective choggle on the blue side.
The point of playing as a team. Follow, okay, Anubarak gets stunned. He's out. That's actually a big push by the Munchies, but Griffiths is a bit already. And another ETC slide into Stukov silence, this time no follow-up available. And Illidan starts doing the Illidan things, it just runs everybody down. Mikaku presses level 1, doesn't matter.
And all of this advantage they have, killing this wall is now has no matter because there'll be two temples in the hand of MK Robotics probably. Let's see.
I don't think they can get. They will just trade equally. I think. Also, Flash is killable, but stab misses combo. And also, this kind of push is very difficult for the Munchies to deal with because the Ming doesn't have the wave clear to handle that. They probably would have needed Soul, but he was busy double soaking.
Another team rotate to the top, so they want to maybe fight no, and then just take the things, return back, and then back to top.
Irel is getting bullied. She's probably dead. And now comes Illidan. He's back. Mikaku is a corpse. Yeah, you're not running from this one.
Oh,
Illidan could chase you to the end.
Having an avatar the opponent, so he have advantage to soak all the lanes and be in the fight right in the time.
The quick match comp. Actually, by the way, I don't agree with this ETC level 4. I think you really want the extra range on your W to hope to try and peel for your team a bit better against Illidan and Phoenix. On top of that, having extra range helps if you want to cancel the Phoenix deal. Okay, Illidan is just going in. No, he's not. It's getting rooted. Can we kill? No, the Stukov silence is missed. Alcoholic somehow in the middle of everyone gets slid as Lucio and goes down.
And there's also a Mul on the Avatar, so there will be a very hard possibility to run it down the red team by using only the alpha. So
Yeah, if you have Mule,
get,
like if the enemy has Mule, it's very annoying to play into because, like, if you want to kill a fort, like if you want to damage a fort, you have to kill it. Otherwise, it just gets healed eventually.
yeah.
Lucio, oh no, it's Seeker Ming. Get me out. I guess it's their hope is to manage to line up all the CCs together plus like Stook of Silence, and that Liming just gets free Seeker. But what will happen is on level 10, Lucio is going to press R and then nothing will happen.
Kuba is under attack now on the top. But
I mean, I think he's the one attacking.
well, there was a point that the Stukov tries to help his hero, but the Illidan is not so catchable.
You need spell damage to kill an Illidan, it just dodges all of your auto attacks. But unfortunately, you have a Seeker Ming that does not have reliable spell damage, so good luck next game. Okay, Stukov combo, though very nicely done onto an Oberak, and that's a kill.
There was a huge slow to this.
Yeah. I mean, if you have Calamity, dies as well. It's the Stukov explosion, right? You W get the guy, you press D, and that is this kind of slow.
Yeah.
And they're actually pushing bot side. Can the red team react in time? They're not going to actually make it. So that's a fort. Or is it?
Oh,
Okay,
there's a
never mind.
hunt
We just
into
doesn't.
the
Oh, the hunt is here, much better, and it both is
Look
there.
at that combo. Oh my.
Just wrong. It's very easy. Because, again, right? Mosh pit, you have to catch Lucio, because otherwise he can get people out of it. By high-fiving someone else that is not in the mosh pit, to give himself unstoppable, and then he can run into the mosh pit. Oh, look at this, Mekaku disconnected again.
That's some kind of a rage quit. Well, we all already have some simple example of this mosh pit and solo ultis combo.
Yeah.
So that we can
And Ming
easily
doing
kill
all the
all
damage
the-
for Seeker, let's fucking go.
disintegrate on Lily, I mean. Well, against the Cocoon maybe, but the rest of the time I just hate these things, especially when you have Illidan, when you have Phoenix, when you have all of the
I
things that can
guess.
just jump into you for free.
But then again, right? There's a Cocoon. So it's kind of the only time where picking Disintegrate is okay.
Yeah, that's the only reason picking Disintegrate into this is okay. Well, you also can actually use a Disintegrate to deal the damage from the far, but once again, the red team have too much things to just jump into your back lane.
You even have a Lucio.
Yeah.
Like Lucio just stops everything that the blue team would like to do. So it will probably be his job to just follow the red team where, like the blue team wherever they go, provide information, and that way, if they ever catch someone, he'll be there to cleanse it.
We're back into the game again.
The objective control is to the blue team, which is good for them. Okay, they ended it. I don't know what we're doing here. Irel is showing top, I guess. Blue team tries to invade the camp, is unsuccessful, and does not even find a kill. Yeah, the objective will... I mean, I think blue team could have, you know, got a bit more shots out of that.
Yeah, and I also can have a Cocoon on the lane now.
We're going on to die, I guess. I doubt we can do anything to him. We have a second Phoenix. That was a bit of an overcommitment from MK Robotics. You're showing cracks. And now the control of the objective is back in the hands of the Munchies. And they will have 13 earlier as well. Abatho is walking on top side to escort the catapults and try to find 13 for his team.
So blue team doesn't
That's
seem to
for
use all of their abilities, so they can still fight here.
we still have a marsh.
And that was a good cleanse by the Lucio just before the Qs hit both of them.
And now we have Stukov fruit as well.
Well, Lucio, they can just see you.
Oh, but he's there. And that's plants. Now,
Well,
who's
the
Kale?
Abathur wants to, tries to keep his pushing to the lanes, but seems to be this time MK Robotics just can't realize what they really need to do now. They want to invade the Bruiser camp, probably. But the blue team is really close to it.
They can, right? Illidan is global with Hunt. Okay, but that gets caught out. Actually, Doki might be in trouble here. Cocoon on ETC, I don't really know why. And copy again these other commitments. Okay, here comes the Hunt onto Mekaku, the Phoenix ult. Can we kill the Stukov? He pops himself with his ult. Mosh Pit was partially cleansed, but not well enough. Still no follow-up available. Daigas looks very dead to me.
I don't know even how that actually works. It seems like the red team was split it up and chasing the Leman all of the time, but does chasing just prevent into the flanks, and the 3-man stand is a very huge thing.
Yeah, and also we lack damage.
Oh, Anubarak.
As Anubarak gets put by his own team into a laser and dies.
Oh, glass cannon. Alright, into the dive comp. Okay. It's just... It's really, it seems like
That's a dead.
YOLO to me. Like, put all things we have into killing the red team's heroes.
But I mean, it's very hard, right? Because you have Seeker, so you need to have any damage in fight. You need to somehow manage to get all of your Qs to hit the same target. Considering that you have a lot of mobility, right, on the side of MK Robotics, and you have an Anubarak that keeps spawning little beetles that will eat up your Qs. Q4's lead though, here comes the Hunt. Stukov gets one shot, but the Psul ult is actually pretty big. Liming is in a cocoon, she will not get out anytime soon. Can we kill her when she gets out though? No, because nobody has it. Spit the poke.
Spit. Nothing.
And level 16 is in with up the frequency for Lucio, which is going to be a big deal for healing and damage.
Well, that's actually glass cannon with a disintegrate is probably a hard thing to deal with for this Anoop. And it's also a mirror ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it just makes Seeker a bit easier to get value from, right? You still need
Well,
3...
maybe. Yeah. But imagine if you need to stack all of the 5s.
No, you don't need to stack all 5, you need to only 3.
But imagine if.
I mean, then it would be terrible.
Yes. That'll be an interesting combo. I pick the Seeker, I pick the Mirror Ball.
Lucky's super zone. And the shove gets Illidan to Africa. The silence this time cancelled the Lucio high 5, but Cocoon use defensively this time to make sure that Anubara can get out. And actually, we have to get out of the fight for MK Robotics. And this game is actually in control of the Munchies. Upper fort.
Yeah, but the half of a top keep wall is already down, and the Illidan tries to take this Rusa camp.
He can actually take the keep if he's a lieutenant earlier. But it's not going to happen there.
Yeah,
The blue team is coming
blue
back
team
already.
Just coming here. But the red team can take this time to take the boss, so they want to do it.
Yeah. Blue team seems to know. Illidan is making his way back there. Boss is half HP. Irel is zone. We used the ABBA copy. I guess that guarantees the boss.
Yeah. The blue team is just going back. They're all trying to save the top keep.
It's not easy for an Irel to deal with this kind of pressure.
Probably need to be Zul to zone all of these things. Nail it down. He just comes into all of the
Pushed
things.
and everything. Yeah, maybe we don't do that. Okay, it's actually the quick match comp. We even do the quick match plays.
Also followed by the noob.
Oh.
Well, that Limin is that works actually.
Oddly enough, it's the worst looking draft that has the most winnable game for the Munchies. They're still ahead. Okay, Stuka fruit on Phoenix. Actually, Phoenix got lucky here, kind of, because if like the Stuka, like if it was not on the side of the Stuka of Silence, but more like near the inside, like Lucio cannot cleanse it. He gets silenced.
But also, if the Lucio stayed on the middle, it couldn't help. On the bottom, I mean.
Yeah. So job as Lucio to, when you hear a teammate say, "I'm dead," you run to them and you cleanse. Okay, level 20 versus 20 though. And the 20s on the red side are pretty strong. Commit ABBA copy to get control back of the point. We go onto Griffiths. She has to pop ults, and she's now back to full HP. Cocoon onto ETC. Can we turn on him? We don't have a 20 yet, so no rewind. Lucio gets actually stunned by ETC on the way. Thankfully, stab kill did not have a Q to just one-shot him. And Abatha will not be able to save mid-keep. Here comes 20. With the Hive Mind, this is going to be a big deal in teamfights. And rewind.
My temple's magic subsides.
Tor burst on ETC. Not blink. It's kind of surprising, honestly.
That's just last second save by the hero.
Yeah.
Jumping into this camp like in the last second. They could actually go for the second keep. Because why not?
Yeah. They have camps coming up. Then again, right, there is a Hive Mind. Okay, Flash gets locked into a corner. Phoenix ult to zone a bit. He does decent damage. Griffiths has to go up self-cleanse, but it's like no CC, like no CD, so why not? Alcoholics run into a fair amount of... Oh, no. It's not cool. Okay, might be game. Torbuzz gets...
That's a Torbus value.
But did you see what happened? Lucio ran into like 2 things from the Poison Nova and then got rooted by Soul and cleansed too early, so he still got rooted instead of just being able to live his life.
And also, there was a jump from the hero and the silence from Suga, so there was no way back. And we get the one map for the Munchies, so they...
What's happening? I was wrong.
they want to still play this game, actually.
The Munchies are showing signs of life. No big disaster this game, so they win. Seeker
Well-
Ming was insane, apparently.
Yeah. All of the talents pick, all of the drafts was more about the trolling, but it all works, actually, in the end.
Everything was perfect. That was they won, so it works. And first pick to MK Robotics.
And thus Torbas, so the ETC works in the end.
Well, Blink would have done the same.
What kind of a map left for us? Alright. So all of the things we have banned and picked. So we have the Towers of Doom, the Cursed Hollow. What else? And Dragon Shrine. Okay. So as for me, there is still better to... If I were Munchies, it's better for me to avoid the maps with the rotations, probably. The Cursed Hollow is the point they need to be.
I mean, I don't know. They won the big macro map, right? Against a comp that was probably supposed to be better at macro than they were.
Yeah.
And actually,
But,
they were, right? Like Munchies were killing them over and over. And the only reason why MK Robotics didn't fall, like, were still in the game is because Abatha soak was so much that they actually never were behind on XP, just on structures.
There's a Samu just write down. Oh, okay. That was supposed to be. Okay. I just realized that there is no such a map that Dragon Towers. Okay.
If you channel enough altar, you get a big dragon and
Dragonshire. I'm thinking that the Dragonshire is probably the worst choice for Munchies, because between these three maps that stayed in the map pool, the Dragonshire is probably the best map for the rotation again, and they lost 2 of it already, so I don't know.
but it's a hard map to play, so maybe there is a chance that like they know how to play it, and MK Robotics doesn't.
Maybe.
I doubt, but it's possible.
Or maybe they want just to save the Cursed Hollow for the last map to decide.
Yeah.
So there will be a huge opportunity for them to finish the macro map with not that much rotation.
At least
Because
it's good that we don't have a full like 3-0 sweep. The Munchies are showing up and keeping the dream alive.
Yeah. So the Munchies just decide probably to, okay, we can take the Dragonshire, which are better for us than the Towers of Doom. If we lose it, then okay, I'll lose the whole series, but if we win it, we'll have the opportunity to play the same map at the Sky Temple, the Cursed Hollow, as the last map, so we can...
I mean, Towers is still open, by the way.
Yeah, but the Towers is like, you can't even predict which actual team will take this map easily, because there is not that big rotation, but it's also not that macro map.
I mean, it's
It's
good,
all
right?
it's all
if a map
about
isn't-
the comebacks. So
I mean, it's good, right? If a map isn't clear but you're at a disadvantage on a straight map, you would probably rather pick something that's unclear.
Well, I mean, if I will be the gaps of these two teams, that probably I'll prefer to play Towers of Doom if I was in the Robotics team, but if I was in the Munchies team, probably I'll go for the Cursed Hollow. Also, they have some Sylvanas players, so the Cursed Hollow can turn into disaster for their opponent's team.
But then again, the Sylvanas player is now playing offlane. Which is, I
Sylvanas
mean,
can be offlane.
yeah, Sylvanas offlane.
It's like those kind of the players like Switzy, like Jadina that plays all fair like as solo lane. So why can't you play Sylvanas as a solo?
Don't follow the meta, like the Jadina meta. Try to follow that. Anyways, banning Chromie, fair. We're probably going to see the exact same bans as we've seen every game. Maya, then they ban Hogger. Or maybe they don't ban Hogger, they first pick it. That's a possibility as well.
Well, they banned Sukal now. Then, because there was one exchange. The
Yeah,
Sukal
why
ban into Chromie ban.
We know Mekakulos took off. And he hasn't exactly been successful with the Ando into the okay, no, ban
Right.
Not scared of Stukov, not scared of Hogger. Or probably first pick Hogger is the real reason. Is this going to be Vala again? Or do we see change?
I was actually aware about why the both teams are not going to pick Brightwind, but at least we get Brightwind banned once.
Yeah, maybe it's just comfort. Anyways, first pick Hogger, let's go. We just lock it down. We're happy, here we go.
Hunt them down.
And now what do we answer with? Stukov? Okay. And Dehaka? Iral? None of the two? Sylvanas? Diablo?
Not even sure.
Something completely
There
random
was-
that I can...
There was a time before the Hogger shows up that if you see the Dragon Shy, you need to play the Raxa, but
Yeah, but no.
well, we have the Sukaf and Joanna already picked.
Yeah.
If they continue playing the meta picks, they need to play Blaze, and that slows from the Joanna and Blaze, and the
Yeah.
Stukov roots and Silence. It's just a...
But Griffiths doesn't like Blaze, and I don't think she'll pick it unless she really has to. I
Yeah.
think she'd pick Urel and Dehaka over Blaze, and you can't remove them both right now. Ando in Junkrat. Okay. Do we see a Genji? I haven't seen a
triple
Genji all
front.
day.
Triple front from the blue side.
Yeah, Stab is going to go another frontliner. Maybe we see no, we see Valiraban again, right? Or maybe we leave it open and see what happens.
Hmm.
No, we don't. Dragonshire is a map that she likes, I think. Okay, here's the Urel. No Dehaka, I'm surprised. And Liming again. I tweaked last time, let's pick Seeger Riming again. But this time you have a Johanna, surely it's not Seeker Ming. She's not as good as locking people down as ETC Soul
So the AWP Liming confirmed.
XD.
And the seconds that you remind me about, remember the time that you can actually kill the Phantom on the Dragon Shrine, so you can use the Genji to kill the mid Phantom and the top Phantom and just sit and relax within the two lanes already.
You can give Genji a light bomb and then he just kills the Liming on his own. That sounds pretty good, but it will not happen apparently because we prefer to pick Gatslow of all things. I don't really know what the plan is with Gatslow. Maybe it's Gatslow off lane and Hogger for man. Maybe it's Gatslow for man, and I don't really know what it's supposed to do, but it's there.
Maybe it's like a, I don't know what to pick, just pick the random guy. Or it will be a double solo, I don't know.
Because the damage, like, literally the damage dealer on the red side is Hogger.
For me, it's just this time is clearly, for me at least, that the blue team is just overdrafted this thing. So if I need to choose between these two teams, I choose the Munchies, not only because the Sylvanas, but the
I
all
think the
amount of the
Munchies
draft.
comp is a lot better. I don't like the Lemming, but I never liked the Lemming.
Well, actually, there will be no beast this time, so probably it'll actually a better work. But let's see how it actually done. And there is no actual triple front now from the blue team, so they have a simple tank and the bruiser and the 2 DPSs.
This time the triple front is on the red side, actually.
Yeah. So they want to try it as well.
Yep.
Well, anyway, for the fourth
Here's your
time in
A-Talent.
our series, The Flash playing Andu in Jason's Son as a Junkrat, Alcoholics on Gazbo, Doki on Malganis, and Kuba as Hoga is the team of MK Robotics.
And the Munchies, we have Griffiths Irel once again, Daigas on Johanna, a sleep here, step kill on Liming, she's probably dead right away.
Oh,
Let's see here. Before I even finished to introduce his team. Mekaku took off, and Miller on the Sylvanas with the AA talent we were talking about. Here it is. And now we have Hogger. Which, I don't know how the Hogger versus Irel matchup plays out, actually. It looks like Irel is winning.
also have Hoga half HP, be stabbing. Okay.
Yeah, be stepping because he was like, yo, look, I cancelled your jump. And Irel was like, bro, you're half HP from my auto attacks. Anyways.
I was wondering for a second that why they still picked the auto attacks talent when they have a little bit smaller amount of slows, but the red team have a triple front line and they still have a Johanna slows, they still have a Stukov slows.
I mean, there's a slow on the level 1, right? Like if you get 3 stacks on one guy, he gets slowed, so you rock it anyways.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just thinking of
Yeah, I know, you know.
amount of the slows they have in the game number 1.
But the player is different.
Yeah. Well, as I said, it's also you have the slows on the Stukov, on the Irel, on the Johanna, so
Little game of cat and mouse on the top shrine. Hero versus Hogger. Hogger cancels the hero jump once again.
Jason's son just pressed the Stukov.
Yeah, it's actually
Oh, no,
the minus
Mikako.
insane. Yeah, that's a dead Stukov. That should not happen. We have possession again on Sylvanas. And once again, I don't like it because this time you have a Lemming, not a Jaina. Hogger dies somehow,
Nice.
and I don't know how he died, but he he seemed to be very amused by it.
I know that feel. Okay.
Maybe
he dies,
maybe
actually, he
I
dies
think
actually near to the wall, so I don't know.
I
That
think I
was
know what's
a
happened.
wrong spin.
So yeah, I think so. There is a tiny angle, right? So if you spin on the gate, but too close to a tower, there is a tiny angle where you will actually spin through the gate and end up on the fort. And maybe that's what happened. I didn't check the minimap, so I didn't really see. Ah, Mekaku. You see it again. Here you go.
That's Mekaku. Speaking about possession, I also didn't like to guys that play in the possession and just wasting their time on the one lane. So maybe this time it will be even better to play the mercenary queen at least. So you can deal the more pressure on the one lane. Stayed on. I guess they can't see. So we're typing in because of we are just an observers, not the referees.
Yeah.
But okay.
Apparently Mekaku is back, so we're going to... Oh, it's Q build on Junkrat, by the way. No mine. Trap. Just plain old Q. Not sure I like it, but maybe he has to be the one dealing damage since we have a Gaslow.
We'll see the orb mean.
Please no. I mean, this orb talent is very standard.
Yeah, I know, but
Come on. Oh no, it's Seeker
yeah.
again. It's actually Seeker again.
That was actually pretty close. I already see the similar Sylvanas build to my build, but the Sylvanas played not like I played. Let's see how it actually will work. Good sleep, but
Okay, we have a root on Miller. The mine is right behind her, but okay, she's... Doki is stuck though, getting body blocked to death, and he dies.
it actually was an interesting thing that that Morganis just walk out the point right before catched it. Oh. Okay, that wouldn't work actually anyway, but the print is... The blue team is taking the bruiser camp, and that's another point. You need to pick the mercenary queen on the Sylvanas, not the possession.
Surely Mercenary Queen will do something. I mean, a single Junkrat mine and your Mercenary Queen is over, right?
Well,
Just-
maybe, but look at this pressure.
By the way, I think Junkrat really wanted mine build. Yeah, this pressure is insane, but you don't need Mercenary Queen to have insane pressure.
Yes, but with the time of let's say if you have a possession that you need to rotate from side to side, because using the possession just for only one lane is not the point. You are playing this talent actually, because the advantage of the possession, for myself at least, is that you can pressure all the lanes at once.
But good luck getting all the lane pressure when your enemies' damage dealers are Gaslow and Junkrat. The one thing they're actually good at doing is killing waves. And
Yeah,
it
but
really, it won't really depend that
They
you have
can't
to one
kill all of the three lanes. And
No,
leaving
but you have a
taken
hover on the
the...
third. Like, you are outmatched in wave clear, right? If you have Ming and...
Then just don't take the possession.
Yeah, don't take possession. Just take unstable poison and kill waves.
And the light bombs to all of this. Oh, all of this
Yeah.
combo. But Sylvanas survived it.
Sylvanas survives somehow because we don't have damage.
Yeah,
Junkrat is
the
dealing with the
Junkrat is in the
dragon,
middle.
so... And Gaslow has... Yeah, he has Gravel Bomb, I don't like that.
Well, at
Maybe
least he
this was,
got the combo, but
I mean,
Oh,
I think... Like, you get the combo, but then what, right? They just don't die. And even if you have a Riptire... I don't think they die. Like, they just walk out.
yeah, probably.
Like, yeah, you know,
But it's like a gravity bump in the sleeps. I don't know.
I mean, it's probably going to be sleep into Grab Bomb, if anything. And then Riptide to scatter them to the winds, and you maybe get 1 kill. Maybe not.
So you can push them into
Actually, do you
somehow
go?
the reply. I don't know.
Do you go
Hero on the top.
the other ones? Rocket Pride. Oh, Hero. What did that happen? She has ult up.
Yeah, but there's too much guys on the the top.
But they're losing butt far as a result.
Keeping her in the
Blue team has destroyed.
CCs. It is only four.
Keep 4 is gone as well.
There is a Sylvanas there. Go back.
Yeah. Game and control is missed.
Control.
I mean, the Sylvanas used their trade, right, to kill the 4. She'll have it back in a few seconds, but
That's not a problem for Sylvanas to use the traits for the port and for the
The shrines awaken once
keep,
more.
but
Who will wield
they already
the
see that all of the red teams going back. They want to let light bomb into the gravity bomb,
yeah,
into the roots.
that's a deletion on Sylvanas. With
There is
her,
no
we do have
John
coverage.
Joanna.
slain?
Also get killed.
Nice.
Like,
Alright,
it's
it's
like, you know, like in old times with the Storm League games, that you have the we have a wombo combos, and if it works, it's beautiful. But most of the times, it wouldn't work actually. Imagine if Sylvanas have her Wheel of Forsaken already up, and then you can't kill even one.
And I don't really know how that worked. But hopefully we'll see it again. Okay, Kuba is kind of in trouble. Griffiths is also very low HP though. And both will survive. Alcoholics is caught on bot side.
Oh, no,
I don't think he
Gazlo.
can get out of it, it's just a gas low. He's using his ult, but he gets stunned by Blessed. And on top side we are brawling as well. And it looks like this time nobody's dying though. And objective control is back in the hands of the Munchies.
They just left Sylvanas on the bottom alone. She can actually push further, but she need to.
Yeah,
She
but
wants
it's kind of
to get
scary,
the-
right? Because you have to go to the keep, and it's a very good way to die.
It's also Golden Grants. Level 13. Alright, that's the least shown talents I ever seen, because
Alright, really? It's,
most of the Sylvanas prefer to play two.
yeah, the double E.
harvest.
By the way, we're catching Sylvanas on bottom. Maybe she should have played the double E. But we are all super low as well, and now Mekaku is coming to slap people. Daigas survives barely, and Ming never made it to the fight.
I mean, not only the double E, but the second one.
The
I can
AA?
remember that the red sword.
Yeah, it's remorseless. No?
But I just know that the Sylvanas in the top divisions prefer to play this talent. I'm just one-tricked the double E, so. And they will get down on the top.
She was already chunked, and she took Gaslow to the face.
Okay. Limin says, okay, the last time it worked, so I got it once again.
Yeah.
Glass cannon, mirror wall, but well,
And
this time.
Sylvanas didn't go for Will of the Forsaken, by the way, no Clarence.
Okay, that's a live train.
It's a very bold choice.
Right, but I don't think that the live train is that really needed when you have the Suka. So, well,
Any thoughts on
Forsaken is,
Anduin 16?
so now double
Anduin
two,
16
huh?
is really disrespectful.
The fire comes for you.
Because not only is it a bad 16, but on top of that, you're just saying the enemy team, yo, you guys are so AFK that I don't even need double pull, I'm just playing without it.
I have seen
Ming
But-
with Seeker actually melts the Dragon Knight though.
With the Seeker and with the glass cannon, blast shield,
Shield,
and
guys,
all
that's
of
what
the
I'm doing.
things.
He has to alt R. The Gastro ult is massive, hits 3 Glygas. It's also
Oh
dead.
my.
Ikaku got like completely blown up.
For the second, I just saw that it was a mistake that the light bomb was hit on the Anduin, but the
Used it to kill
Skeletal
himself.
and Hogger just don't need the help of a light bomb.
Harger hasn't even. I don't think he has pressed Shockwave this game.
No, he pressed
Just one-shot people.
several times on top to kill Hero. So that's okay.
Blue team has destroyed a fort.
But
If you manage to
Junkrat
get
on
kills
top,
without even needing Shockwave, it's definitely okay. The Junkrat is probably dead. There's a
Okay.
Ming waiting for him.
Oh, Junkrat.
Oh no, but it's Seeker Ming. She doesn't damage. Maybe, I mean, I doubt. Yeah, Sylvanas, like, no, that's. Oh my god, they're missing everything. Come on, yeah.
I was supposed that Sylvana just died to the to the
Have a
boat.
nice day.
Nice day. Okay.
Should have run the other way actually, because running into Sylvanas is the one hero that kills you actually. Like Limming, no shot she kills. She's a fucking Seeker. If you get
Yeah.
hit by all Seekers, it's on you.
Prepare yourselves, heroes. The shrines will
But
soon
it's
be
actually for me, it's hard to hit someone without the double E on the Sylvanas, and especially when you're missing all of the mind control. Yeah.
It's okay, on 20 she'll have no cooldown on it, and eventually she'll hit some.
Someday we will see someone mind controlled.
Yeah. Maybe that's what the Anduin is trying to
The Dragon Knight's power.
send, like the kind of message is trying to tell by not picking double cool on 16. And going for inner focus of all things.
That's why I mostly prefer to play Velinaro, and especially when you have a triple front, just silence them all. It'll be all okay.
Oh no. Okay,
Light
bomb.
bomb into
with
the
speed,
the
just
living, but
gets-
she just
Yeah, but things out. And now we turn onto Malgania, and that's a kill. Hogger gets
Slain.
Seeker to death. Ali was channeling his E. Mind control was used somewhere. Stukov takes so much damage from the Gessler combo, but he's going to be fine. Alcoholics is the one that dies. That's a big disaster now
Blue team has destroyed
for
a
MK Robotics, and maybe Munchies have a window to finally start winning this game.
actually even try to end it because level 20 is used. And they have Sylvanas.
Keep is the corner. And now we run down the core. Mind control missed again, but it's okay. We have it again in 10 seconds.
The Dragon Knight shall reduce.
Here's
And the
Dragon
dragon
Knight.
is already
Yeah, that looks like a game.
2 for 2.
There. The reverse sweep dream is happening. The Munchies, they have their full lineup, and immediately they start winning.
And it's like a message to us that never underestimate the striker. Seeker.
Never underestimate Seeker. Yep, it was all Seeker.
Actually, all of the times that Seeker hits one target, it immediately blows. So
Yeah. The reason why the talent is bad is not because of the lack of damage. It's because of the lack of reliability. Hitting a Seeker is good, but hitting a Seeker never happens.
but in this game,
I mean, if you have setup, good. But the thing is, right, having a damage dealer that only can do damage if she has setup, it's probably not good.
it's good that the draft seems like all of the things that the Eril pushed, the John pulls.
I don't think the
It's like
hero
the-
push is a good setup for a Seeker.
No,
all
I
things.
mean, the opposite side. The all things that interrupt you for hitting the Seeker, but still, this Limin is just screw it. I just hit the guys with my Qs, and I'm okay with that. Well, that was easily a good Liming. So we will see a Liming ban in the next game.
Yeah, surely. Seeker is just too strong. We cannot defeat it. Actually, Seeker has 100% win rate this game. Like
Yeah.
this best of 5.
And you played the invade combo, or you can't kill this Liming. You play the triple front. You can't kill this Liming. What can we do next?
I mean, we had Diablo, we had Gazlo Junkrat. Like, yeah. Maybe we don't want to win. It's actually surprising to me that the game was even for such a long time. In drafts, like the Munchies were definitely favored this one.
Yeah. But there was a little time for Liming to calibrate his
Start hitting skill shots.
with the Seekers, and after they just make it well, there'll be a Taurus of Doom actually picking by Munchies. Well, actually, I thinking about it, says that the decisive map need to be with the combat mechanics, and we can see even more of the interested HOTS in the end. So yeah, the Towers of Doom playing as a Thieves map is the best choice, I guess. We have a link already.
Now imagine imagine that the Munchies win this game, and they're the Nexus Rumble champions, right? Imagine how that must feel for poor Venom, who showed up for 2 games, lost both, and then gets replaced by Milla, and they just win every game.
Well, but that list is just giving it delay.
Yeah,
but
imagine.
But it's still even with the reprise of the Milla, the games seems a bit equal for me, or at least at time. But the draft of the red side became more and more trolls. I don't know.
I agree.
Like it's some kind of a thing that they also want to play 5 maps today.
It's very possible. Yeah. What they need to do, actually, like the secret OP strat, is that instead of trying to drive the fun comp, they need to draft a massive wombo combo comp. So they kill 5 people at once and make the Munchies tails, because we've seen that when a disaster happens to the Munchies, they insta lose. But the last 2 games, their comp had no real way to make a disaster happen reliably.
Yeah, their wombos trying to kill 1 or 2, but
yeah,
they need to kill all 5.
Technically, last game the combo was probably aimed at trying to kill multiple people at once. But since you don't have damage, you actually cannot do that. Killing 1 or 2 is already it's already good enough.
Just take this Ming with the Seeker already. Come on.
Yeah, she has glass cannon on top of that. Can't be that hard, right? Imagine if instead of Gusto you have a Genji.
Yes.
Maybe she doesn't pick glass cannon in this case.
Well, she picked glass cannon into Illidan and Phoenix. So.
Okay, never mind. I take it back. And she fucking won, man. I don't
Yeah.
like it wrong.
Well, that's not the problem for the Liming to not pick in the glass cannon.
He was thinking they had some understanding.
But to be fair, in that game, Boss Phoenix and Illidan tries to kill Stukov instead of Liming, so she felt okay with it.
Stukov had Ballistospores. So, if you get too close to him, he kills you instead.
Maybe. Well, the last Thieves map, the Towers of Doom, the thing that you can lose even having a 1 point health left on the opposite team core and full health on yours. So let's see how it will actually happen in this game.
And we'll see the same ban again probably because we're banning people and not heroes. I have Chromie, no Hugger, and finally Valet. Oh wait, they have first pick. No, they can leave Hugger open. But maybe after last game they don't want to anymore.
I was wondering if that Stukov was a problem in the last game. In game number 3, he sure was, but in the fourth, the problem is the Seeker limit with the glass cannon.
I think the problem last game was not the lemming, it was our draft.
Yeah,
We don't have damage. We
the
can't kill
troll
anything.
draft in the game 3 and 4 is
Mathematically, if we
problem.
take too long to kill anything, eventually lemming will start hitting Seekers and kill people.
And that's the problem of playing the Towers of Doom as the last map, because you can't just snowball it. As I said,
can.
even leading 40-1, you can still lose it. If
Yeah, but you
Flaming,
have to all die if you want to lose that kind of lead.
if the Liming just start to hit you with the Seeker.
And Stukov first pick this time from MK Robotics, stealing the 100% Mikaku hero. Sylvanas Johanna, solid 1-2 for the Munchies.
I think that the Munchies is okay with their draft on this map, because Sylvanas Mean is pretty okay. Correction on the bottom line, so they don't need to actually change anything. So the team that needs to think a new strategy is MK Robotics.
Yeah, but they're just drafting standard, right? The Haka, Hanzo, Stukov. That's okay. Maybe Stukov is the most odd of the bunch, considering Brightwing is open, Rhaegar is open, Lucio is open, Anduin is open. But it's mostly to steal it away from Mikaku, so it still makes sense. Also picking the Haka because we have a feeling at this point probably that Griffiths does not want to play Blaze. But we'll see just Irel, right? Griffiths will just pick Irel here. And then we'll probably see Anduin from Mikaku, is what I would expect.
Surely it will work.
Okay, no. Never mind, it's slimming again. It's happening again, guys.
Well, as I said, that's the good pick for the Munchies on this map again, because it's really can work even on the Towers of Doom, and especially if the Seekers will hit the target right from the start.
And they might just hit the target because the tank is a garage. And if there is one tank that you expect to walk towards you in a straight line and walk into every Seeker, that's garage. And Zarya. So we're going to give Garrosh shield barrier, and it's going to zoom at people and throw them in.
But I think that they just pick in the Anduin and win this game. I mean, the Munchies.
Or you throw somebody in, and when Anduin steps up to pull, you kill him.
Well, maybe, but I think the problem is that stepping in, they have just Sylvanas, Lemine. If the mind controls hit the Garrosh, I think it.
I mean, Garrosh has a
it's easier to hit the Garrosh just walking into you.
He has a self-cleanse button though, so it's not that easy.
Well, maybe.
The main difficulty that I see though is the Hanzo. He is not the best hero to follow up a Garrosh throw, because his only reliable source of damage is going to be QAA. You can't always rely on scatters to follow a Garrosh flip, right? Sometimes they're just not close enough to a wall that you can reliably hit everything on the same guy.
Let's see how it actually works, but again, if I was betting on the teams, I prefer to bet on the blue side.
Yes, I think the draft is also
Really.
better.
Prepare yourself for battle.
And even assuming that it's going to be Seeker Ming, it's still probably better.
Yeah, that Seeker has already shown us 2 times that it can work. That all of the 3 things that hit someone, just take the
It's
mirror
not-
ball and you're okay.
I don't think it's out of faith for the Seeker. It's more like
10 seconds.
Seeker into Garrosh kind of reasoning.
5,
Maybe you get value by getting all of them on Garrosh repeatedly.
1.
Q Hanzo, by the way.
And okay, for the last time of this series, we got the Kuba on the Haka, Doki on Garrosh, Alcoholics on Stukov, Flash as Hanzo, and Jason's son on Zara is MK Robotics team.
For the Munchies, we have Griffiths on Irel, Step Tap Kill on Liming for the 3rd time in a row, Daigas Johanna, Mekaku and Anduin, and Miller on Sylvanas. Any interesting talents? Q Hanzo. That's interesting enough.
Just heard you say about the scatters and just think, okay, that is not a possibility. I'll hit someone with a wall, so let's pick the Q just instead.
Yeah, and I mean the range is like the good thing about Q build Hanzo is that you have a lot of range, and you will actually outrange Liming, right? So you can like win a poke war with her. And since if she has glass cannon, your Qs they will, especially with spell power on level 7, she is going to feel down.
If they can actually even catch this Limin, someone.
But you don't necessarily have to catch her, right? You just need to poke, keep hitting Q after Q on Hanzo, stack spell power from your level 7, and then if you hit one on Liming, she's going to hate her life.
Yeah, but still, and that they have a Sylvanas. If Sylvanas take the double E, that could be a problem for Hanzo.
He has a lot of range though with Q build.
Yeah.
Maybe Sylvanas doesn't even reach her with an E.
Let's see how it actually works, but we see both of the teams stay as a 5 guys.
He just is a flip on
Oh,
step
my.
kill on the Liming. He has to get pulled. He has to get pulled down.
Actually survived.
Just use that.
And on boss of the solo lane is just double soaking. Top and mid.
And this time the Haka with the enhanced agility, so Brandon ready to do that. Doki is taking a lot of damage though, gets rooted by Anduin. Walks out with the Zarya shield. And level 4 is in. So we have the speed barrier, and now is the time where the composition really comes online.
Don't want to even think about his talents. Just alright. I played this 2 times. It works. So why should I change something?
And Sylvanas is again going possession. Just no faith for the wave clear talent.
Yeah. And I'm not
Take
sure
care.
if that should be the might of the Banshee Queen, but again, against the Hanzo maybe it can work.
Zarya stacked her level 1 in record time. Massive throw by Garrosh, has to pull step kill again, the poison, okay, he saves, he's alive, but Johanna.
It's like that old question, you need to say one. Boss
Who do you
can't
like most,
just,
your tank or your damage dealer? Griffiths is caught, but she's also in Irel, so she's really speedy with the Hand of Freedom. She might just make it out.
But we have the flanks from the Haka and Hanzo.
So it's relatively
Oh, good push. But still,
yeah, but she's a bit close to the wall here.
oh, just the last auto attack.
With the last mana that Flash had to Q. He also got his stacks on like a stack of Q on everyone, I think.
Yeah.
But
I even think that he had the stacks even before he killed the hero, because that Q was really fast. come in.
Maybe. I didn't see. Because at this range, it's hard to see actually. Like
Yeah.
if she was out of a normal Q range, it would have been easier to tell.
But I mean, the charging of the Qs was good enough to press the Q into the real and kill her with the auto attack.
Rise.
PD Garage. No target found.
Seeker again.
Garage throws Griffiths out.
Oh,
The leg,
no.
the Haka, and that's a kill on the rail. Very clean. From MK
And
Robotics.
you can't just go from that side that easily
Yeah.
against the Garrosh and the Stugov.
The time is now.
He cancelled her jump and gets it thrown to Sylvanas again, has to get pulled out. Flashes Ume again.
Okay,
I guess
Munchies,
it's kinda split. The Haka burrowing in, I guess has to commit.
no D on John now.
Rocky is
And
very
the-
fast and furious, looking for someone.
Lick.
Mikaku is very much in trouble. Will May able to speed out of that with the Hand of Freedom from Griffiths.
Alright, so now Munchies is just thinking, alright, we need to give a mirror ball to our Limit and we'll be okay. So just
Yeah,
split
16
and make
and
this
we win.
sucks. Ugh.
Going to be rough to make it to 16.
Especially when the opposite team is snowballing that hard. But okay, now they're waiting for the hero on the middle.
Hero
Hero.
Stalker the Haka, by the way. Okay, Irel gets thrown in. She's dead, right? Yeah.
Slain.
Undoing started to his rotation to the middle trying to save, but he can save
We got bot wall though.
the Garrosh.
Not all bad. It's mostly bad. Okay, arrow.
Oh, arrow. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But I think even if he hit with the arrow, that will be not a good thing to follow up. Decimate on the Garrosh.
Doesn't matter really, because Paul.
That's not that's not the problem for the blue side. That
Okay, we have a blessed shield on Garrosh. He has ultimate unstoppable, so he just ignores the light bomb. He throws out his own Zarya. Irel is still in, looking for a good hammer, but it's very hard to find anything. Stab gets thrown in, just blinks out, but dies to right-click damage, I suppose. Full has to be committed onto Miller, and that's a disaster for that.
the quest done for the Hunter. Also.
It's just damage. It's not the most important part of the quest.
Yes.
Just feels good
But
to have.
still, let's just commit it that there was a at least fast.
But now is where we need to see the... Oh no. Okay, no, never mind. Sylvanas using traits. And barely managed to... Okay, no, that was well done. I thought it was a bug initially, but then I saw... But yeah, Sylvanas like blocking the camp with her traits. Like 1 frame before they hit the gates. And
Oh, Sylvanas.
Landing Sylvanas. Can she make it out? Probably not. Very nice counter engage here by MK Robotics. And here is where we need to see Munchies do exactly not what they've been doing the rest of the series. Which means not fall apart now that they're behind. And that a couple incidents have happened.
That's the point that MK Robotics was doing for the first 2 maps, just snowballing all of the time. Didn't give even a second to rest to the opponents. And the Munchies is again not exactly the need to do this time. The only thing they understand, we need level 16, that's all.
Yeah. Garrosh is just terrifying. Oh no, Griffiths gets licked again. Not again. Oh, a miracle.
Live somehow. Oh
No,
no.
not a miracle. The Stukov D. Actually, you know, it's like the little cool explosion. Because he had the W on her for a while, but he just waited for the last moment for style points, I would say.
But also, not much of a Stukov who
But Staff
can.
gets caught by Garrosh somehow and thrown in. That's... Oh
Huh?
no, and the catch leg, yeah. The game is over.
And also, not much of the Stukov. Remember that that W with the D deals some damage, so.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's actually a lot of damage.
And they also want to take the boss. Well,
I
it's
don't like this play. If you want to take something on this map, you take the bot first.
it's like a, you know, if it'll be some game like a tennis, I'll say it's a game point for the MK Robotics. So they really make a hit on this map. They need 8 more points to win this whole series. But once again, I remind you that the Torso Doom is the map about the comebacks.
Yeah.
And the
Maybe
double E.
M16. Okay, explosion zone, the lick, nice cancel though. By Daigas. He gets thrown in. Sylvanas gets caught in the gun, like in the crossfire somehow. And that's a 12th kill to none. And we already established that that the Munchies mental is not the greatest.
And once again, even the 3 levels behind, not a reason to not pick in the glass cannon.
I mean, if anything, it's probably a reason to pick the glass cannon, I would say.
Yeah.
Because,
Well,
like, if you how else? Okay, this maybe is the question, the answer to the question I was just asking. No, okay, they're just the stats diff, right? 3 levels.
like,
I mean,
more about if we even have a possibility to come back in, then it's better to pick
Heroes, I have
the glass cannon instead of not picking it.
battleground center.
But the problem is that there is 3 altars, and 2 of them is enough for MK Robotics to finish this game and the series as well.
Yeah, and they have definitely control over the bot one because they have both
And,
forts and the Haka.
3
So-
level ahead.
Yeah, now we are 3 levels behind, and we have to play for this right side. And the explosion dome does so much damage. Alcoholics is channeling already. Mekaku heroically goes in for the last auto attack, the last of his life to cancel
Well,
it, but it will not be
Let's
enough.
kill one.
We do get the Zarya. Bestial misses from Daigas. Playable. Maybe, okay, look at this. Flash
Oh,
destroying Ming with
by
1
Sylvana.
Q, and that's his
that's a GG.
And
Well, MK Robotics just make their pass to. Now I'm even more thinking about that they really want to play 5 maps. They
it looks like
two of it, and
like it looks
and
like
it's just,
they drafted meme stuff for content, and then they were like, okay, let's go back to being serious, pick standard, and win.
okay. They didn't even given a chance for this Linen to pick the mirror ball and try
Yeah.
to get back into the game.
It's a win condition, right? You just win the game before she gets to play it.
Yes.
38, like 39k damage on the Ming in 13 minutes. Almost a tiny bit more than the Zarya.
But that's the point with having the Seeker without a mirror ball.
Yeah, I kept hating on Seeker as it was winning. Finally, we saw the limits
The
of it.
winning condition was the mirror ball.
Yeah,
All the time the Munchies have the level 16 they was winning. Well, but that was a huge, actually serious. Both of the teams showed us a really good odds today. So congrats to the MK Robotics. And thanks for the to the Munchies. They tries it at least.
Congrats to both, yeah. And yeah, MK Robotics making it interesting, going all the way to game 5. And yeah, they just winners of the Upper Nexus Rumble. If they might have been one of the higher ranking teams of the Rumble, being Division 2.
I think there was some teams in the group stage, but they didn't get into the playoffs. So it's still okay. But even without last team, we still have really good HOTS, really good combos, and the fights, and all of this, all of the other stuff, all of the things. So I'm really pleased that we have this match today between these two teams. Because if we have some kind of another pods, maybe MK Robotics versus the Division 1 team or Division 1 Plus team, it'll be a 3-0 game, and that wasn't that interesting.
Don't really know if the difference between Division 2 and 1 is that big. Division 1 Plus is definitely one cut above, though.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the MK Robotics. The Division 2. Okay. I'm just imagine we have the Heroes Lunch site available. But okay, once again, I remind you that next time we'll see you in the Nexus Rumble will be the next January. And this regular season will end on this Friday, so don't forget to set up your matches and play it until the Friday. And on the Heroes Lunch channel, we'll have a playoff player preview somewhere in the weekends. So stay with the Heroes Lunch team, stay with the Heroes Lunch channel. You'll see more of good HOTS. Like, really hope they'll be there.
Please like and subscribe. And hit the notification bell. Actually, there is a notification bell on Twitch, holy shit.
Well, I think the subscribe button will send you a notification, because all the time I get the notification in a cup on the Heroes Lunch. That's okay.
Yeah. Maybe don't hit the notification bell until it's fixed.
Well, then if we are done for today, then maybe.
Thanks everybody for watching, and
yeah,
maybe we'll meet again someday.
I sure hope so. Have a good night, guys.